Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the End of Day Report with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka The Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave price trigger reports that we place in your hand each and every trading day. Well, sorry you missed me this morning, but I had a doctor's appointment that I totally forgot about. So my bad. But that's all right. Let's take a look at how these markets are shaping up and see what's good. Last night, I kind of predicted that we would probably have some type of narrow range inside day with a sprinkle of a little rally off of the prior day lows, turnaround Tuesday, yada, yada, yada. And so far as that's exactly what it looked to be. Starting with our first chart of gold futures, you can see here we go, narrow range inside trading day. And that's exactly what I expected. That's exactly what I expected. All right. Now, this is setting up for either the next leg down today, or we're going to try to rally and test the upper end of the Kumo cloud in the gold futures. We shall see. We'll be watching and we will be following the reports closely to align ourselves with the next movement. All right, switching over to the crypto side, here is Ethereum. Again, narrow range inside day. Gold and Ethereum, two different things, two different products, but yet we got the same price action. Can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Narrow range inside day, just as we figured. Moving over now, taking a look on the equity side, look at Facebook. All right, a little bit different story with the Facebook. All right, we have a rally alert for tomorrow's trading. Trend line overhead resistance is the initial target on this one. So just a little bit different. Now, we did fill a gap that was made here, but now we got that rally alert for Facebook for tomorrow. So if you have been short, you know, today might have been a good day to take some money off the table, or if you have a chance, you might be able to do it first thing come tomorrow morning if the NASDAQ doesn't get real powerful in the overnight session. All right, next up, let's take a look at Litecoin. All right, as you can see here, we got a rally alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading on the Litecoin. And once again, narrow range, inside day, as anticipated to set up the next move. Let's now take a look at oil by way of OIH ETF. All right, narrow range inside that. You can't make this stuff up, people. That's why we got the pulse waves, man. Narrow range inside day. Bias is still to the downside. This little piggy right here had roast beef. This little piggy had none. This little piggy hollered, wee, I can't find my home. Y'all know how it go. This right here, this little bar is setting up for probably a massive leg down tomorrow. We shall see, but this little bar right here is a setup bar. Narrow range, inside day. Now let's look at the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ 100 Futures ETF. So we came into today with the rally alert, right? What do we get? Upside production, go pulse wave. You can't make this stuff up. All right, we got that upside production. The next question is, do we get a continuation pattern in the morning before the next reversal, or are we just going to blast off here and get back trending again? Right now, the bias is flipped from the downside to the upside. So bullish bias going into tomorrow for the QQQ. All right, taking a look now at the spider, right? Looking at the E-mini S&P 500. So we got a rally alert for tomorrow there too. What do we got? Narrow range day again, as anticipated. We filled the gap on this one. So instead of having a narrow range inside day, we had to have a narrow range outside day. All right, because we took out the prior day's high to fill the gap today. All right, again, this is setting the table for another vicious move. All right, here's the bond market. TLT is the ticker. We still have an upside bias in the market, believe it or not. I know when the chart doesn't pass the eye test, but it doesn't matter because you can see we have an upside bias in the market. The market is not going to go down just yet. It's probably setting itself up for a test run inside the Kumo cloud. But I could be wrong. We might roll over too. I don't know. Right now, I just know the market bias is still to the long side. We're still consolidated, moving sideways and going absolutely nowhere. Taking a look now at Tesla. So your Tesla had that big break. We got all that downside production. All right, the system predicted that perfectly. Then we got that turnaround. We got that rally alert. Got all this nice fly upside production. Then we came here for crash alert and got some downside production. Then we came in with the rally alert. Then we flip-flopped on that one. Then we got a crash alert now for tomorrow. So we're starting to flip-flop up in here. All right, so this is an important area where we are now, moving sideways but flip-flopping from bullish to bearish. All right, so the bulls and bears are slugging it out for dominance in the Tesla market. Are we going to break down some more? Does the market want to get bullish and start rallying again? Well, right now we got to pay attention to the crash alert for tomorrow, and it looks like we're back to a downside bias with the trend line support being the initial target once again. Taking a look now at the NASDAQ 100 futures contract. All right, so as you see, coming into today, we had that rally alert today, gave us upside production. Market still working on whether it wants to give us another day of rally or not. But right now, the market bias has flipped from the downside to the upside. We got that nice downside production. Now the market's ready to put in that short-term bottom and reverse. So right now, we got to play the market the way it's giving it to us. And right now, the bias is flipped back to the longs. All right, taking a look now at silver futures. You may ask, what in the world is this messy chart doing? Well, right now, the trade is still to the sell side. You see here, we got the big break. Look at this massive downside production. Today, we got that narrow range inside day. And it could be setting us up for a massive another leg down. We shall see. But right now the bias is still to the sell side in your silver. All right, so the next thing we got up here is the Aussie. All right, Australian dollar. The bias is still to the sell side. We stopped short right here on the trend line support. So it tends to be holding right now. Will that continue? It may be unlikely because we got a lot of selling pressure that this is under. We can easily turn the corner here, but until we do, the bears still have it. All right, the bias is still to the downside. All right, flipping the script now to the Canadian dollar. So what's going on here? Well, the bias is still to the upside, but we're starting to hit some resistance up here. And it's looking like the market took a little break today with this little narrow range inside setup occurring right at the key resistance area of the bottom of the Kumo cloud and the trend line resistance. So right now it's just chilling. It's hiding out here. It's trying to decide, are we going to roll over? Or is it going to try to get bullish and continue to move higher? Right now, I got to say, though, the bulls are in control of this market. For now, it is still a bullish bias. All right, flipping the script now to the US dollar, looking like the Canadian dollar chart. Except for this one is now technically inside of the Kumo cloud, and bullish bias still is strong in this market, as this one seems to be trying to break out. We'll have to watch the US dollar for more clues, but for right now, the dollar is bullish. Okay, looking at the euro yen, which has been wagging the dog of the stock indexes, the sell side still got it. All right, the bias is to the downside, and we're below the Kumo cloud, which means technically the market is technically legally in free fall, which means that it can continue to accelerate to the downside from here, and it could get mighty low. Like the episode of Bugs Bunny. Remember that? I'm feeling mighty low. Well, that's what could happen right here with this euro yen, as the bears are in control of that market. All right, flipping the script back to the equity side of the pond, we got Apple. Okay, so we came into today with a rally alert in Apple. What do we get? We got upside production. We're back above the trend line resistance, which is now acting as a support. So where do we go from here? Are we going to get sideways action, or is this thing going to continue to power up? Well, right now, we flipped again. We went from a bearish bias back to a bullish one. How much rally does it have in it? We're about to see. But right now, the bulls have wrestled control back. So let's see what happens. Last but not least is the mighty Bitcoin. So taking a look at Bitcoin. So we have a rally alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. All right. The overhead 10,700-ish is our initial target, as that gets us midway, almost midway inside the Kumo cloud. We'll see what the market has for us from here and where we might go from there. All right, I see you guys in the live chat. Y'all can go ahead and smash that like button for me. I would highly appreciate it. All right, so let's see. You want to see Lulu? All right, what's up with Lulu? All right, let's take a look. Lululemon. All right. So Lululemon, examine this one. So we came into today under the auspices of the rally alert, and we got mad upside production today in Lululemon. Anyone who is a subscriber to the PulseWave reports who got in on this action today, you did well. But just keep in mind, you're getting up here near that overhead resistance at the bottom of the Kumo cloud, all right, which is going to be the initial target. From that, we get up here to the trend line resistance, which is located right at the top of the Kumo cloud, which is your secondary target. So this is an interesting one. I think we're going to get closer to the trend line resistance on this one, and that'll put you almost near the $330 mark, and we'll probably continue to go higher and get up to about maybe 340 to fill this gap that was created back here. So really, technically speaking, the lofty goal would be between 330 and 340 to fill the gap. So I think that's where we're going to go on the Lululemon. All right. So it's time to lock and load, people. If you're a subscriber to the PulseWave reports, you already got your reports. So you should go ahead now and put those orders in for the ones that need to be put in now. That way you can, pimp these overnight markets, baby. All right. And don't forget your stop and reversers. Not everything has a stop and reverse, but for those that do, you're going to want to go ahead and get all your orders in. That way you're not worried about it. The only exception would be the equity side. You can't really do that. So you just got to pick your trades accordingly. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing you can really do about that. You got to pick them accordingly. All right, with that being said, man, that's all I got for now. So you guys lock and load, be ready to move. I think the markets are going to start now trying to retrace their steps from the sell-off on Monday. And I think we'll probably spend the rest of the week, the market will, trying to figure that out, how much of that it wants to give back, or if we're going to continue a deeper correction. So I think that's where we are right now. All right. So we looked at it. We know where we are. We looked at the main ones we need to look at, and you got your marching orders. If you don't, then you need to go to PulseWaveTrading.com, and you need to go ahead and sign up so you can break bread with us, and so you don't miss out on these nice moves that are about to come. Some are going to be falling off, and some are going to be going to the moon. You don't want to miss it. With that being said, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.